Hello, everybody. This is the JD Talk Show, episode 11. Good to have you all here. I hope all of you are doing well. It is the month of March, daylight savings, stealing an hour away from all of us. Can you believe that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Hey, listen, it's good to have you all here. I hope everything's treating you well. Speaking of which, today's theme, or at least revolving around today's show, is listen in order to see clearly. Woo, that's a good one. I tell you what, just to kind of go off of this, I came across this um, saying not too long ago, and it was just kind of one of those things where you needed to hear it as a healthy and friendly reminder. So listen and see clearly. How many times have you, or even I guess I'll even say myself, you go into a meeting with just like guns ablazing, like you're ready to get your thoughts out and say exactly what you need to say, and it's not received the way that you want it to be received? I tell you what, it's tough because although you have good intentions, maybe the people there that you are supposed to be, maybe let's just say in a work setting that you're supposed to be working with, are not fully ready to receive that. So let's talk about some ways to better set yourself up for, or to better yourself, but also set yourself up for success when approaching, let's just say, a meeting or trying to get a point across. So, what we're going to do, I like to think of this as just three things, okay? OSE: observe, strategize, execute. And observe is the biggest part, is the biggest takeaway. And it's one of those things where, sure, maybe time is a big limiter or a big factor in how you're trying to get some things done. But I challenge you to wait, just at least just wait like a couple of people to maybe say their thoughts. And then what you can do is play into their thoughts by coming to their level, understanding where they're coming from, but then immediately find ways to elevate them to bring them to where you're thinking. So let's just use, I mean, I'll even use myself as an example. I like to use real stories and real life to, that way we can better understand each other. Long time ago, long time ago, oh my gosh. Long time ago, I was in a situation where I had to step into a leadership role that I was not ready for. This was like, again, many years ago. And although maybe my counterpart thought I was ready for it, I myself uh, was so eager that I let my eagerness and my excitedness, my will to try and change some things around get in the way. And I didn't allow the space for others to be heard, and even just be present as well. Because some of the best leaders are those that don't even say that they're a leader. So it was one of those things where I had to learn the hard way, and I failed miserably, but it was one of those things where I can now take it and make it better applicable to new situations that I am where, maybe it's not necessarily a leadership role that I want to assume, but it's an opportunity where I can see where I can help others. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from that as well, you know. So observation. We can see things clearly by listening to those around us first. And hear me out, it's not going to work every single time. All right. Sorry, that's the kicker. However, you'll get more accustomed to the way that your counterparts, maybe your partner, maybe your friends, maybe the people that you work with as well, you'll understand how to work with them. And maybe they're difficult to work with too. Um, Again, this I'm speaking in broader terms to again relate to you. Okay, because I know nobody's got in a perfect work situation. If you are, I want to hear about it. Then, after observing, after taking in everything, we strategize. We learn how to, in that moment, You learn how to, I mean, we kind of already talked about it just a second ago, but we strategize our approach by playing into the conversation that they've brought in, right? So look at that. We've been able to observe, we've been able to strategize, and also provide value, and even just like some more positive light to the individual that maybe was a little nervous in the first place to talk about it, or whatever situation it is. Okay. And lastly, hey, we execute, meaning we find a way to. I know it sounds very militaristic, but I grew up in a military home. My father, Army Reserve, hoo-ah, um, executing, finding a way to deliver and actually just like get to the point. There is something that you see that you can fix, you could do, but if there is no strategy behind it, if there is no way to bring all the ships with you, like when the tide rises, all the ships come up at the same time. If your thoughts are not like that, or your approach, then all the other ships are going to sink while you maybe have found a way to float up to the top. But guess what? You got a couple holes in your ship that you didn't realize. So again, observe, strategize, execute. Those are some, I feel like those are some pretty valuable tips that can, uh, at least I say this because I want to do this for myself as well. Again, that's the premise of this show. It's the power of discipline. Look at that. We're learning ways to uh, better understand individuals. It's pretty cool. And also understand ourselves, which is even cooler. So let's with the show, with the episode, with each episode, we've been able to follow leaders, entrepreneurs, even just individuals that have established their own routines. So listen, 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 listen. It's a new month, which means I got to bring it back to me. What am I doing? What am I doing for my routine? Well, let me just fill you in right now what I've been able to maintain consistency with for the most part, Monday through Friday for the most part. Saturday and Sunday, again, I like sleeping in and I do it on purpose, but I make sure that, again, we set ourselves up for success the night before. So, what we do the night before, what I do for my evening routine to set up for my morning routine is make a list of the things that I need to get done for the next day. Because at nighttime, I feel like it's when I'm kind of the most exhausted. I mean, that would make sense. When you're exhausted, you're able to just, again, your thoughts aren't racing as much. So I have my list. I read it the next morning. I wake up at 5 a.m. Again, this is Monday through Friday, at least the game plan. Wake up at 5 a.m., no snooze. So wake up on the first alarm, and immediately I drink 1 bottle of water, because water is great for getting your system going and flowing, if you know what I mean. Maybe you miss your opportunity in the morning, but I like to think that having some water will always set you up for success. Um, and then I make my coffee as well. Coffee's good. Coffee's important. Or at least for me, I like to have my 1 cup of hot coffee. After that, I listen. Hear that? I listen to an audiobook, or it's like a 5 to 15 minute short burst of value. And it could be like a podcast, it could be someone that inspires you. I've been on a big Jocko kick as of late, and I've just really liked I like this because they come from a military background. Um, Jocko and Echo, um, I vibe with them very well. They're up early in the morning. That's me. I like to do that, and so it's good to hear and connect in that level with people that are on the same path as I am. And during that listening period, I take notes. I listen to those that are doing it and doing it well, because, in all honesty, it's free information, and everyone should be taking advantage of it while they still can, especially when it's still free and available. And then after that, we execute the list that we created the night before. So what I like to do, depending on the classes that I'm teaching, whether I'm teaching over at Mayweather, at the Strength Club, or even at Lightboxer, I like to set myself up for success by getting my posts prepared and post in the in the social media world. Hey, listen, it takes a lot to be able to do this, but it also takes a lot to stay consistent with it as well. So this is nothing that anybody should. What was the? Oh, I should have had my other notepad with me, but radical. Gosh, I think it was radical change or like aggressive change. So I like to react. I'm very reactionary. I like jump on things and like, oh, I got to do that. So again, I have to pull myself back. I have to calm myself down because I have a tendency to just jump to it and just try to get it done because it's a great idea and I should. But again, comes into play. If you do too much at once, you're really just not setting yourself up for success. You have to play the long game. So, what I do now for my posting, been able to kind of hash out a pretty consistent plan in terms of Instagram, in terms of Twitter, um, TikTok. I just, it's really hard. I'm still working on that right now to find something, or at least a way of sharing and posting content that I like. So that one's still on the back burner, but we got Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and YouTube. So look at that, 5 platforms of sharing and posting content. So for YouTube, since I have 2 episodes a week that I run, I make sure that I'm sharing those 2 episodes via Instagram, via Twitter, via Facebook, and LinkedIn. Pretty cool. When I need to post my schedule, I go immediately to Instagram because that's where a majority of my clientele is at. And then I just, I take my conversation, my thoughts, my feelings over to Twitter. I have some fun with that as well. Actually, I have fun with Twitter. Twitter's a good one. Twitter's a good one. Yeah. Anyway, so but that didn't happen at, all at once. I tried to do like 4 posts a day on each platform and it lasted a month and I got pissed off. I was like, this is stupid. Why am I wasting my time? So I have more fun just doing things that pertain to what's happening for the week. And that's how have been able to keep going with this. So really cool, exciting announcement. The first time on the show, we are going to be having a guest speaker, and this will be done on the regular. How often, I'll let you know. But I am excited to announce that my good friend, Deja Riley, will be on the talk show. So she'll be coming on over to Mikasa, and we will be sharing the mic. That's right. We're going to be talking about the power of discipline, what it has, and how it has affected her, what her routine is like in the morning, and just who she is as a person. She's a really cool cat. If she was a cat, she'd be a cool cat, right? So again, oh yeah, when is it going to be? It's going to be this week on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the regular shows are going to be happening on Sunday and Wednesday. We're adding a Thursday show for this week at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be a good one. I hope to have you all there. And if you miss it, listen, show up for the on demand because the support is real and it's necessary. And I appreciate you all. So to close this out, remember, listen in order to see clearly, observe, strategize, execute. Everything that you see, take it in. Hold on for a second. And usually I like to think of it this way before I forget this, but normally you will have what I like to call an emotional thought. That's usually the first thing that comes to your head, like, I have to do that. I have to say this. Hold on a second. Give yourself a second to process it and then say what you need to say. I myself am working on that. So that's why I bring that up. It's important. So everybody, thank you so much for supporting the show. Again, I'll see you Wednesday and we'll rock it out with our next episode. And again, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or even just want to talk, feel free to hit the channel. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.